Hello everyone, my name is Dar Rath and I'm the pastor at Faith Lutheran Church in Port Elgin, Ontario, Canada. Each week I bring you a story that's written by other authors. It takes about 5 minutes to watch. And from this book today is called Absurdly Strange But True, written by Bill O'Neill. And the title of this story is called Bound in Skin. Now, I didn't know this information, so I hope you found it interesting as well. The art of writing was invented in ancient Mesopotamia and Egypt, more or less simultaneously and independently, more than 5,000 years ago. In those early years, the people of those civilizations didn't have a whole lot to work with in terms of writing materials. The Egyptians wrote their texts on a reed known as papyrus, or on the walls of their tombs and temples, while the Mesopotamians were a bit more limited. They primarily wrote on crooked clay blocks. The media on which people wrote changed little over the next several thousand years. Papyrus was the most popular medium in Europe and the Middle East, but as the papyrus began running out, scholars were forced to look elsewhere. Europeans began using animal skins, which proved to be quite adaptable. And then somewhere along the line, someone got the idea of using human skin as a writing medium. The technical term for binding a book in human skin is arthropodermic bibliophagy. Arthropodermic bibliophagy. And as medieval as it may sound, it's actually kind of modern. The earliest known reference to a book bound in human skin is in 1710, a book titled Malari Manual Preparations and Mortem, although this was only a reference and the actual book has not been located. There are numerous references to books being bound in the skin of victims of the Reign of Terror during the French Revolution. That would be in 1789 to 1799. It appears that after they lost their heads in the guillotine, they were then flayed in the name of liberty. The vast majority of books that people claim to have been bound in human skin, and those that have been proven to be thanks to modern testing techniques, are from the 1800s. This is quite bizarre and absurd when you consider that paper, as we know it today, began being used for books in the late Middle Ages. And that is the 1800s. There was no lack of paper. The most famous of these 1800s reprints in human skin of the 1500s woodcuts of English artist Hans Holbein's Dance of Death. As absurd and creepy as the idea of books bound in human skin is, they fetch big bucks on the auction block. So who knows, the next time you help clean out the attic of your deceased, creepy relative, there may be a macabre book in there worth a fortune. Now, I did not know this information. My goodness, there's some big words in here. Anthropodermic bibliophagy. Anthropodermic bibliophagy. That's what it's called. Binding books in skin. Who knew? Interesting. From Absurdly Strange But True. So, thanks so much for taking 5, and blessings on your day.